Let me ask you something. When you think of Fallout, and I don't just mean the games, I mean the entire community and the ecosystem around it. When you think of Fallout, what stands out as the most important factor when it comes to the success of this franchise? For some, it's the cosplay. For others, it's the artwork. But for the vast majority of fans, the biggest and most important part of the series are the mods. Fallout and mods go together like peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and chocolate, peanut butter and more peanut butter. It's the perfect combination. Mods have drastically extended the life of New Vegas far beyond any expected degree. They've reached the highest highs with mods like Sim Settlements 2 and the lowest lows with mods like The Frontier, and have even been the starting point that has propelled people into careers with Bethesda themselves. Modding, and the modders themselves, are capable of great things, both wondrous and terrible in equal measures. There have even been a few modders that have set up successful Patreon accounts, like King Gath and Vitaw, that have turned their incredible talent and dedication to their crafts into a monetary success. Let me ask you another question, though. What if they didn't have to set up Patreon pages? What if these modders were able to benefit financially outside of just the goodwill and charity of the people that support them? Shortly before the end of 2022, fellow YouTuber and chaotically filled glass JuiceHead put out a video reporting on a potential marketplace update coming to Skyrim. Juice would go on to theorize that this marketplace could be a new form of paid mod storefront for Skyrim mods, and could function very similarly to the Minecraft marketplace that serves a very similar function. As of yet, there has been no such update made, and it doesn't seem as if one will be made anytime soon. So for now, all we can do is speculate. So let's do just that. Let's talk a little bit about how a paid mod marketplace would fit into the Fallout and the greater Bethesda ecosystem. Now hold on though. Isn't the Creation Club where people can get paid mods already? You might be saying out loud to yourself in front of your mom. And that's a very fair question. The Creation Club is a Bethesda-ran storefront that serves, primarily, as a place where players can buy additional content for various Bethesda games. Most of these mods are made by Bethesda, but a fair number of them are actually made by popular modders like Eleonora and Chris Takahashi. When someone makes a mod for the Creation Club, if they are allowed to at all, modders are given a singular payout for their mod to be included on the platform. They get paid by Bethesda, and Bethesda has more mods to sell to players. With a marketplace, however, any modder could make just about anything they wanted that they themselves could then sell on the platform, so long as it adheres to Bethesda's guidelines and such. This would mean that instead of Bethesda selling mods for you, you would instead be selling the mods yourself, and in turn would get a larger cut of the profits each time someone downloads your mod. In the last chapter of the Adamcast, I sat down to have a chat with Fallout 4 modder Portawolf, who has worked on mega mods such as Fallout London and Fallout Cascadia. During our conversation, one of the topics we talked about was the potential for this marketplace idea. So if you want to hear us talk more in depth about it, click on the eye icon in the top right hand corner of the screen. Of course, there is the obvious question of why someone would pay for mods when they can just get them free off of the Nexus. Well, there are a few reasons. First and foremost is the fact that the majority of Fallout fans are actually console players. Xbox and PlayStation sales are what drives the industry. That's part of the reason why Fallout 4's dialogue system was more limited to just 4 options, because they match the buttons on modern gaming controllers. In previous generations, where PC sales held a much stronger portion of the marketplace, what was good for the goose was good for the gander, and PC sales were the golden goose of the video game industry. Since then, consoles have come to dominate the marketplace, switching PC players from the golden goose to the silver gander. An inevitable change, but a hard pill to swallow nonetheless. Because console gaming has become such a large segment of the Fallout community, and in reality most communities, couch gamers take priority. Since creation games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout have such large modding communities, Bethesda wants to make more mods available to more players to help improve the longevity of their games. As we have seen with New Vegas and Skyrim, a dedicated modding community can easily add at least another decade onto the game's lifespan. The second reason I've touched on briefly, but it bears elaboration. Expanding mod options to console players is a net gain for both Bethesda as a company and the Fallout community at large. There is a reason that Fallout New Vegas has remained as relevant and as popular as it has for so long, and a large part of that has to do with a dedicated modding community. Sure, maybe you can't mod Fallout New Vegas on consoles, but even so, it has remained in the gaming zeitgeist because modding kept the game relevant on PC and helped to carry it into the following decade. If console players had the same access to quality mods, the same effect applies to them as it does to us on PC. A larger community of dedicated players now spread over multiple platforms, expanding the community itself far beyond its normal reaches. The third reason is that it actually provides incentives for modders to not only create, but to also improve and hone their skills in the creation process. I've seen creators like King Gath, for example, just continuously improve their modding skills over time, taking and implementing new and more creative things they've learned and improving their later projects. Eleonora is also a fantastic example, originally starting off making unique player homes in Skyrim and reskinned Fallout 4 outfits, to creating some of the best costumes the Wasteland has to offer, and fantasy homes so meticulously detailed and cluttered that they put most modern game devs to shame. Of course, this will not always be the case for every modder. However, time and effort spent creating something is still time and effort spent, and it deserves to be rewarded for the amount of effort put in. This, however, doesn't really answer the original question though. If I'm a PC player, why would I bother paying for a mod that I can just get free off of the Nexus? Remember earlier how I mentioned that King Gath took what he learned from his previous works to improve Sim Settlements 2? Well, the downside with creating bigger and bolder projects like this is that there's a lot more moving parts being introduced, meaning that there's more risk involved with those parts breaking. Full disclosure, I'm not a modder. I have no idea what is possible and what is not when it comes to creating and stabilizing mods, especially ones that rise to such an ambitious scale. However, one thing I do know is that money is a powerful resource to have when faced with a problem. While I will not say with 100% certainty that money would intrinsically address early life bugs and glitches, I would wager that it does go a long way towards ensuring that such issues are less frequent and easier to quickly address. Ever since Fallout 76 was first announced, Bethesda has been talking about the possibility of introducing mods into the game, and with each passing year, they just seem to keep kicking that can further and further down the road. This brings us to our secret fourth reason: accessibility. Like I said at the top of this video, one of the most important things about the Fallout community is the mods. It's had the biggest impact on the game, on the fan base, and I still to this day see Sim Settlements 2 as canon, and I'm not the only one. If that is the case though, why is Fallout 76 still as popular as it is today? Why is it still pulling in tens of thousands of players every single day on Steam? It's because of the ease of accessibility. Besides Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4, the most heavily modded game in my library are City Skylines and XCOM 2. The primary reason for this, aside from just the availability of mods in general on Steam, has to do with just how easy it is to mod them. Just go to the Games Workshop page, click on a mod you like, install, done. Unlike most other Fallout games on PC, picking up and playing the game modded isn't that easy. Could or even should Bethesda make it so that it is that easy? Maybe, but if they did, I feel like a fundamental component of the Fallout community would be lost. The Nexus has become almost like a second home for many fans of the game. Regardless, Fallout 76 doesn't have this problem. Even though it is technically moddable via the Nexus, it's not really as in-depth as other titles. As a result, you can just pick up the game and go. No waiting for mods to update or download, and no learning curve when it comes to setting up mods. A Bethesda marketplace could function very similar to a Steam Workshop, but with a system in place to reward modders for their hard work and dedication, and bring in a seamless modding system to console players. Is it perfect? Probably not, and there will always be PC players who will always be able to access content for free. The Nexus isn't going anywhere anytime soon. For me though, if paying for a mod means that it's easier for new players to both get into the Fallout universe, as well as more in-depth and detailed modding in general, and it helps to expand the game's lifestyle, I think that's at least something worth considering. But hey, these are just my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours. Keep in mind that a lot of this is mostly speculative on my part, and there are still a lot of unanswered questions like content moderation and pricing. If you have thoughts on this, or any other points that I raised during this video, let me know about them down in the comments below. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Until next time, I thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe and stuff, and I will see you all out there in the wasteland.